Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the State of the World on Sunday, July 12th, 2020. Okay, what is it? Good? Bad? Who knows? But it's the only world we've got, so we have to live with it and see if we can make it better. As of this evening, regarding the coronavirus, we have 3,033,733 cases in the U.S. Worldwide, many more. We also in the U.S. have about 135,000 people have passed away from this virus. That is terrible. Various countries around the world are opening up in different ways, uh, and some people don't like the idea of having to wear a face mask. Um, there's an article about a French bus driver who was beaten to death after asking passengers to wear face masks. What is so horrible about wearing a face mask? It's there to protect you and others. The person's life you save may be your own or the life of a loved one or a friend. So put on the face mask and stop trying to pretend that it's not necessary. Because it is necessary. So, wear your face mask and stop complaining. We're part of the world. We have about 6 billion people in the world, I think, and we have to act safe. Wear a face mask. Only go out when you need to. Uh, like to get groceries or to go to the drugstore, to go to the doctor. But otherwise, stay home. The children stay home too and have virtual learning at home or learning with their family at home. Nothing wrong with that. Um, get tested if you think you are have the virus, and if you do, then someone's going to have to trace your contacts. And then if your contacts test positive, then test their contacts, and so on, until everyone is tested, and we just create some kind of database of everyone in the country who has the virus, who doesn't, who are their contacts, and then maybe we can get a handle on this virus, which is spreading out of control in the U.S. So we have to do that. We have to protect our essential workers, grocery store workers, transit workers, farm workers, agricultural workers, first line responders, healthcare workers, all kinds of people. People they say are essential workers. Now, I don't believe that meatpacking meatpacking industry is an essential industry because you don't have to eat meat. You can eat fruits and vegetables, grains and pasta and cereals. As far as dairy products, you could there are all kinds of choices for milk. You have soy, uh, almond, coconut. Uh, maybe there's another one out there that I'm missing. Um, types of milk. They taste very good with your cereal or just a glass of milk with a sandwich. Excellent. So stop complaining and save a life. Say why we're creating all this pollution by raising all these animals, cows, pigs, sheep, only to be murdered for someone's dinner plate. Terrible. Let the animals live, and also birds. Nobody needs to have chickens, and turkeys, and geese. Let them all live and prosper. And the fish in the ocean. How'd you like to be swimming around the ocean and someone hooks you with their fishing line and you can't get away, you can't do anything, you're doomed? Well, so don't do it. There are lots of alternatives, and all the people who work in these industries and farming and of live creatures, we can put them to work with farming for fruits and vegetables and pasta and cereals and grains and all kinds of good stuff. All right, now, yes, I guess you guessed it. I am a vegetarian. I think I'm a vegan as well. So, no, we need to protect everyone, and we need to protect the residents of animals. We need to protect the residents of assisted living homes, nursing homes, retirement homes, veterans homes, uh, the homeless who may live in a shelter or may live on the street. We need to protect all these people. They're all vulnerable. Also the residents of prisons and jails. They're a captive audience for the virus. Social distancing is not going to occur in a prison or jail, and farm workers work very closely together and they travel together and they live together. A lot of them are brought in here to work on someone's farm or property, and housing is provided. Uh, you don't get a room to yourself, and the residents may provide. It's a shared living, very close quarters. So, now, we have to protect these people, and we shouldn't force them to go back to work in dangerous situations. And if they're getting unemployment insurance, their state or the federal government cannot force them to go back to work into a dangerous job that will kill them or make them sick. So there. Now, I think we have spent so much money in this country on tax breaks for rich individuals and rich corporations, so that wealthy corporations do not pay any taxes, as well as rich individuals. So if we end the gift, let everyone pay their fair share, and all this money that we spend on tax breaks, we'll have to get it back and use it to provide everyone with a living income while we're waiting for the virus to clear and the economy to come roaring back. Everybody living income, I don't know, maybe everyone gets, maybe $50,000 a year to use for living expenses. Wouldn't that be nice? And also put a moratorium on evicting people if they can't pay their rent, and have put a moratorium on foreclosures if they can't pay their mortgage. Let's protect people, not try to destroy them. And let's not take rental buildings that are under rent control and make them non-rent control. And let's not take nice neighborhoods for people and turn them into very wealthy neighborhoods by destroying all the housing and selling them as high-end apartments and condominiums and co-ops and whatnot. So let's protect us all. Now, the post office serves us all. Has been in existence before the American Revolution, which occurred in 1776. So it's been around before then. It provides mail service to every zip code, every address in the country, no matter what, at the same cost for a stamp. Sometimes you need more than one stamp to mail a letter or a package. It provides equal access to sending mail and receiving mail to everyone. So let's not destroy it. Repeal this dumb law that was passed in 2006 during the lame duck session of the U.S. House of Representatives, right after the election, when the Republicans lost their majority, and as vengeance, they passed this law to make the post office liable to provide retirement benefits for retirees into the future, decades into the future. Let's repeal that law, and let's allow the post office to explore other avenues of business and revenue, such as postal banking. And that would be nice, because the banking is really out of control. The fees that banks charge for just a simple checking account are really outrageous. A lot of people can't afford that. And so what has come in to fill the need are these payday loans, which charge huge interest. And if you can't pay your loan, you can turn it over, you can renew it. And the original loan you took out, by the time you pay it back, you'll pay back that loan many, many times over. So let's outlaw payday loans. Let's treat everyone well. We have the protesters against police violence, police brutality, discrimination, which has really come to light and flourished as a result of the murder of George Floyd in Minnesota at the hands of a white Minnesota police officer. And racism and bigotry have existed in our country from the very beginning, when the way the country was founded, before it was a country, it was just colonies, and the explorers came here, and the colonists, and the conquistadors. All these people came here, and they just took over the land of the Native Americans. They just stole it. And the one way they got it is they gave them what they thought The Native Americans got gifts. They gave them blankets infected with smallpox, which wiped out a lot of Native American uh, tribes. So, I think it's time that we start treating people equally. And immigrants are not evil. Everybody here is either an immigrant or the descendant of an immigrant. I myself are first generation American. My parents came here before World War II from Hungary. And we've all thrived. Myself, my cousins, everybody, and their children. So, immigrants are not evil. The Native Americans are the original Americans. And they should get back all their land and everything that was stolen from them. The Supreme Court has recently passed issued some rulings that, for instance, in Oklahoma, a majority of Oklahoma really belongs to the Native Americans, the tribes in that area. The Keystone Pipeline has been shelved for a while, gone back for environmental impact studies, and there's an Atlantic pipeline that was in the works, that's been canceled. And we have various other things that have been canceled, even in Louisiana, in a place they call Cancer Alley. It was basically an area that is highly populated by the petrochemical industry. And a lot of things going on there. Unfortunately, in the past, the government of Louisiana has allowed the petrochemical companies to come in and use the land and spread the pollution and make everybody sick without paying anything for the right to do that. I mean, basically get a free pass. That's changing. Now, we really need to get along, okay? We're a nation of immigrants. We have diversity here. People of all races, religions, and cultures. What we should be doing is teaching more about each culture, not teaching hate and fear, but teaching love and liking other people and getting to know them. That's what that's what we should be doing here. Now, one issue that is raging is schools were shut down in March when the coronavirus, was finally acknowledged. Actually, it was probably here in October, November of 2019. But the schools were shut down because in order to protect the children. But now Trump wants to open up the schools, and his Secretary of Education, Health, Human Services wants to open up the schools because they think if they open up the schools, all the kids go to school and let the school serve as a babysitting service so the parents can go to work and the economy can come roaring back. Well, that's not going to work because no one's going to send their kid to school to be sickened by this virus without proper precautions in place. Social distancing, well, the schools aren't built for that. They have classes that are packed with anywhere from 20 to 50 or 60 kids. How do you do social distancing? Well, you put people on multiple sessions, so only a certain amount of children go to school at a certain time. So instead of having the school day being 9 to 3, we can start early in the morning and instead of go from 6 to 12 and 12 to 6 or something like that. But I don't think that would work. Basically, a school day is kind of a 6-hour day, includes lunch. So I don't think that would work. And the schools don't have the money for the infrastructure to make the schools capable of having social distancing. Now the mask part is easy. Every kid gets a mask. Every person in the school, whether faculty or staff or student, gets a mask and has to keep it on all day while they're there. Of course, they take a little bit if they want to drink some water or something. And they don't travel around, they have their lunch in the classroom. But if they're going to take off their mask to eat, and the other kids are still in the cat, isn't that going to spread the virus? I mean, they've banned cities who are trying to open up. They had indoor dining, and that wasn't working, so they banned indoor dining. Now you have to do outdoor dining. So what do you do with these kids? You have indoor dining in their classroom, and they're going to spread the virus, so you have to take off the mask to eat and to drink, don't you? All right. So this is not going to work. as an ploy by Trump and the Republicans so they can win the election. And then Trump continues to discredit everybody. And Mr. Dr. Fauci, who heads the coronavirus task force, also part of the CDC, the National Institute of Health, who's spoken out against what Trump believes, and Dr. Fauci has told what he believes should be done, who disagrees with Trump, and the CDC has come out with the guidelines that Trump and his people don't believe in. And DeVos, the education secretary, says, well, the CDC guidelines are just guidelines. They don't have to be followed. The point is that these people, Trump and all his people, they like power. They don't care what it does to other people. They don't care if people are going to die because of their quest to have power and retain it. All they care about is their power and their bank accounts. So, and not being held accountable for anything, just want to do whatever they want. Okay, well, we have an election coming up in November. Everybody should be registered to vote. If you're not, please register to vote and find out about the candidates and the issues running in your area. You are registered in your community, in your election district, and make sure you vote. And if absentee voting is available, sign up for that, get the ballot in the mail, study the issues, fill it out, send it back in. And so we need to do that. There are states that are resisting having everybody get a mail-in ballot. Trump says it creates fraud, it's not reliable, get a fraudulent election. Well, I don't think so. A lot of people vote absentee, vote by mail. Our family has been doing it for years. The president and the vice president have been do that. So why can't the rest of us? If you force people to go to a polling location to vote, it makes them vulnerable to getting sick. And if they are sick, makes other people vulnerable to getting sick from them. So, don't force people to go out to vote and vote by mail. And be safe. Do the right thing. Okay. Now, we need, these issues are going to be on a state-by-state basis. It's up to each state if they want to have mail-in balloting, or in a part of each state. And so it's up to the states about opening the schools. Don't open the schools and put everyone in danger. For instance, Florida is pushing to open the schools, but they had the highest number of coronavirus cases, 15,300 in the last day. And you want to put the kids out to pick up the virus? Not good. Now, I want everybody to pay attention to what's happening in the world and in their communities and try to do the right thing. Keep in touch with your legislators in your city, your county, your state, and the federal government. All right. Okay. Now, that's enough lecturing from me. So what I'd like to do is maybe sing a little song for today. The song I'd like to sing is The Water is Wide. It's a very old song. I don't know who wrote it. And I know a lot of the words. I'm not sure if all the words. All right, here we go. Oh, the water is wide. I cannot cross over. And neither have I wings to fly, but give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. I leaned my back up against an oak. I thought it was a trusty tree, but first it bended, and then it broke, as did my fall, Lord, to me. Oh, love is sweet, and love is fair, fair as the dew, when first it is new. But love grows old, and waxes cold, and fades away like the morning dew. Okay, That's The Water Is Wide. That's my selection for today. Hope Thank you for joining us this Sunday, July 12th, 2020, for another meeting with Carol Ann Speaks, The State of Our World. Now, some of you may have noticed who listen to my podcast that I always have a picture there that I use, and I was first using pictures of me. That's okay. And then I started using pictures that I took from prior trips. So anyway, hope you're liking the pictures and the podcast and the song. Now remember, take care of yourself and take care of others. And also remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. So, be safe, everybody, and hope to see you back here again tomorrow. Good night.